your passion, accelerated personal mastery mentor. And today's topic is all about having leverage in your life and how powerful it can be for you and whatever it is that you're trying to create. Now, if you're like me, you're an entrepreneur and you actively network and speak to a lot of people every single day. Now, most of us might have grown up with a similar belief that I grew up with, which was you've got to work really hard to become a success. And you also have to, if you want to get it done right, you got to do it by yourself. And if you want to get it done well, just do it yourself. Okay. And I guess for a long time, I subscribed to that belief because for the most part, it did kind of reign true. I'm a little bit of a recovering perfectionist. So most of my life, I would always try to become, as best as I possibly can, and sometimes veer off into the world of perfectionism. So what that often led to was developing and refining my skills in such a way that put me a cut above the rest and also gave me a lot of competitive advantage. So if you are a high achiever, if you're an entrepreneur and you're really motivated, you're really excited about what you're doing, you tend to want to see really, really fascinating and extraordinary results with the work you put in. Now, here's the thing. You're still only one person, so you're limited to the capacity at which you can ultimately work, and it's the work output that you're able to contribute and provide. So what do I mean by that? Well, I mean, in Canada, in Toronto specifically, the majority that you could probably, I guess the average number of hours of work that you can put in is about 37 hours of work. That's considered full time. And if you are in the world of overtime, you can get to about 50 hours of work a week. Now, a few years back, probably really early on in my entrepreneurial adventure, about 11 years ago, I was putting in anywhere between 60 to 80 hours a week. And then about 4 years into my business, I started putting in about 100 hours a week. And that was all by myself. So I did leverage a small team during my business building time frame near the beginning, maybe about year 8 or 9, so a couple years ago. And the team aspect was really fantastic. But I didn't necessarily let go of the idea though yet that, the idea of if I want to get it done right, I've got to do it myself. So I didn't necessarily employ the best possible team, but it was still a very good team. And that's when I was introduced to the concept in real life, the concept of leverage. That's when I started to really realize, wow, having a team though, even if it's not to what I was expecting, I just had to become a better leader. But the idea is that I had a team that was really helping me get the same job done faster, more efficiently. And it was a lot more fun because not all the responsibility was on just my shoulders. And it got me thinking because I had worked by myself and just basically working really, really hard. And I think that a lot of us are doing that, especially in today's day and age where we think that there's a lot of competition. We think that there are a lot of money scenarios that are holding us back. We might have things that we think are holding us back. And so we'll tend to either work really hard or we won't work very hard at all because we think there's no point. So I'm putting this video out today because I think it's very imperative that we start to realize and recognize that there are massive opportunities all around us. And we really need to understand and see on a visceral level, like in a very personal and visceral level, that opportunity is everywhere. There is so much to be had, that it's truly an abundant universe. And that's something that I didn't always know. But now that I'm seeing that, it's really helping me understand that I don't have to work by myself. And I don't have to always be working hard, 120 hour weeks. And if you do the math, that's equivalent to not sleeping a lot. And as you also know, I'm a huge health and wellness ambassador. And I also distribute for a large international company as well for health and wellness products. So it didn't make much sense that I was neglecting on my sleep, okay? Just so that I could work harder and get ahead. So that's why I want to talk to you about the power of leverage, okay? So if you are somebody who is often overworked and you feel like you're working on your own, then this video is for you. So I want you to take a moment and just take a deep breath in with me. Right here, right now, if you eliminate all distractions and eliminate all future tripping, meaning thinking about problems in the future and thinking about problems in the past even, but if you just get into the present moment, what you'll realize is that there truly is no problem. There's no problem right here, right now. So from this point, I want you to really clearly start thinking about what leverage can do for you and what that even means. So leverage is essentially using not just your own devices and your own resources, but tapping into the devices and resources of other people and other networks and other groups and just other basically bodies of energy, right? It's not just tapping into your own source of energy. So when you leverage a team, for example, perhaps you're like me and you are managing a team of people. If you're tapping into a team of people, now you don't have to rely on just the work capacity of 50 hours a week of you alone for that week. Instead, you could probably offer maybe 10 to 12 solid hours of work capacity from you and employ the work capacity of several other people. Now, if you even just have a team of 4, that's each person 10 hours plus you. Between 5 people, that's now 50 hours of work capacity. You can get 1 week's worth of work from yourself. Instead of just doing it by yourself, you could actually do it within 2 days with a team of 5 people. Okay, that's 4 plus 1 essentially, and 10 hours each. So what could you do with that? I mean, if you had the leverage of a team, that means you would have more time freedom. If you had the leverage of a team, that means that you would have much more ability to really do more with your life. And that's what I started to realize with myself, that once I freed up my time from not having to work so much, I was able to start enjoying and experiencing other things in life, such as, developing myself and getting outside education and traveling to Hawaii and traveling to California, traveling to Brazil. I was able to open up so much more possibility. Now, I must be saying something right because the sun just keeps getting brighter and brighter and is like shining right on me as if to say, yes, leverage is 100% a necessity in people's lives. Absolutely. Starting now. The other thing that I want to point out is if you're leveraging other people's money, then you can work on projects without burdening just yourself. Instead, you can start projects with the idea and possibility and opportunity of doing things much quicker, much more efficiently, and using people's money and actually effectively lowering the risk per person. Because now each person might, let's say the project is a $100,000 budget and you have 10 people on the team, you do the math, now it's much more affordable for each person to work into their daily budget. So I'm pointing this out and I'm being generic because I think that everybody has their own pathway. But for you specifically listening to this video and listening to me speak, I really want you to understand that the only thing I want for you is to start enjoying life at a higher level, to start living life using everything that's available to you. And that's including the possibility of leverage in your life. If you are an entrepreneur, stop working so hard all by yourself. Start inducing other people's genius zones so that you can work in your genius zone and then effectively free up more time. Now, the cool thing that they have, there's a lot of studies that have been shown, and I can see if I can provide some links because this is some stats that I've read within the last 2 years or so. But studies are showing that when you are in your genius zone and when you have much more time freedom, to be more of yourself and not so strapped and stressed and doing everything all by yourself, what that ends up doing is it actually opens up more of your creativity and it tends to increase your consciousness, meaning you tend to make more money, you tend to be more aware, you tend to be more present. And who doesn't want that these days? So I want to just sort of give that food for thought, and I want you to consider employing leverage in your life. Now, I'm going to leave it at that because this video was just meant to talk about the concepts of leverage and talk about the power of it. The power is that when you are using other people's time, other people's money, plus yours, even other people's resources, right? It's just tapping into resources and energy outside of yourself. When you do that, the power is that you get more of your life back and you get to be able to do more with your life. And projects are much more fun when you're working with a team, like a like-minded team together. It's a lot more fun that way. So I put this out there because you're probably like me. You're always searching for more. You're always searching for better ways to do things. That's really what we're talking about. If you don't already know about leverage in your life, then start today. Just start, for example, look at the list of things that you have to do today and see who else can do it. Delegate. If you have a very exciting project this weekend, maybe you're doing something for Halloween, don't just do it by yourself. Invite some of your friends over and put together the Halloween party with you and your friends. Okay, so I wanted this to be a candid video, something short and sweet, something to really just get your mind going. I encourage you to leave comments, ask questions, and let's get the conversation going. You can leave comments below, and don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. If you haven't done it already, connect with me live on Facebook. I often do a lot of conversation, sparks, and advice and mentoring, free mentoring online. So www.facebook.com/Melyssa, Moniz. So that's Melissa with a Y, because why not? And I just want to say to you, have a fantastic day. All right, make it an awesome day. Be your best self and live out loud. All right, so go out there and have some fun and get some leverage in your life. All righty, until next time. Mwah. Bye for now.